So I wanted to make a quick little video to get my quick little thoughts out on a quick little show called TECHS, which had its quick little self get shut down by Nickelodeon rather quickly. My venomous hatred for Nick's executives aside, I have been waiting for TECHS for ages, and whether or not it was on Netflix was not my concern. My only concern would be if it was worth it. And Jesus Christ, okay, this has to be the best cartoon Nickelodeon has put out in ages. Now don't get me wrong, Nick hasn't only been putting out shit this past decade. For example, SpongeBob got good again, Loud House, while its newest season is god awful, it's overall a very decent show, and Harvey Beaks harkened back to the days when Nick prioritized creativity over everything else before that show had its quick little self cancelled rather quickly. But TECHS is something very special. This show could have been the most out of touch show ever created, but instead it was made with actual passion and love. While there are a few cases of the show using outdated gamer slang like noob and swag, and one instance of a character saying like a boss, which to be fair was said by a character who's meant to be the obnoxious antagonist, so I guess it makes sense. Wait, what's this picture of Troy Dabbing doing here? But yeah, despite those cases, the writing is overall very solid with some funny moments, and the stories themselves are very well executed. There are some neat homages to classic video games here and there, including an entire episode dedicated to a Castlevania homage of all things, but unlike most cartoons that try way too hard to pander to gamers and people online by trying to use real life IPs and product placement, this show goes the old school route of creating purely original characters and video games to work with, which makes the rest of the package feel a lot more genuine. The characters are very charming and likable. High Five and Miko are the perfect protagonists for this show and never border on being annoying or irritable, on top of being very well developed despite there only being 9 episodes as of writing this review. The soundtrack is also fantastic. This might be one of my favourite cartoon soundtracks in recent memory. For me, there really hasn't been a show that has had such a noticeably great soundtrack since Gravity Falls. And while Gravity Falls' soundtrack is fantastic, this one is so high energy and fits each scene very well. And the animation is absolutely stunning. I haven't seen a show with this much effort placed into its visuals in a very long time. The action scenes look incredible. The movements are so fluid and kinetic with each colour and lighting choice bursting onto the screen to make a show which is pure eye candy to witness. Oh yeah, did I mention this is an action show from Nickelodeon? I thought that was illegal. The last time we had a good action show from Nickelodeon was Avatar. And you may be thinking I'm not including Rise of the TMNT, and while yes, that show is visually stunning, the writing is more likely to be enjoyed by deaf people.
April's memes are so lit.
The art direction in general is fantastic, with the character designs being visually appealing as well as the world and the glitches themselves. Although in episode 7 I think they go a little overboard with the anime faces, but that might just be me. The story itself is just very intriguing and creative. A society where video games have been recognized as far more than just games you play on a machine and are now seen as a genuine profession. It's like if people in real life took esports seriously. TECHS itself functions like the Men in Black but with video games, even going to the extent of wiping the memories of those who came into contact with the glitches while they were running amok. The way the TECHS use the technology and how they upgrade through their own skill trees is also a very nice touch. And generally the show clearly has a lot of love, passion and talent being poured into it just by watching one episode, kicking off with one of the best pilots for an animated show I've seen in a long time. If I could criticize a few things, it would probably be some of the episodes being predictable, and look, just because something's predictable doesn't mean it's outright bad, and in this show's case it's barely an issue, but it is something to take note of. Also, the sound mixing for the first few episodes is really weird. Sometimes there are moments where the dialogue can barely be heard over the music and sound effects, and sometimes the music and sound effects are a lot quieter. It gets more consistent as it goes on, but it was kind of annoying having to turn my volume up and down at numerous points. There were also some really weird cuts at points that were left in when the animators were told the show would air on Nickelodeon and not Netflix. So if you see a weird cut in this show, then that's because if it aired on TV, they would either fade to black and come back, or have an ad break before returning. So it just looks off on Netflix. So really, that should be enough for you to check it out. But not a lot of people are even aware of this show's existence, so I want to be the first one to say that you should go and watch TECHS right now. It's on Netflix and currently has 9 episodes in its first season. I don't know if they're making more, but I know that if the show gets more support, it will in turn prompt Netflix and Nickelodeon to make more of it, and it deserves far more attention than something like Henry Danger, as well as a lot more success than Henry Danger. In fact, generally just fuck Henry Danger. I hate the fucking awful. For all of those people who want Nickelodeon to improve, then supporting this show will tell Nickelodeon that they need to start looking for more creative talent so we can get more variety in the animated content that we consume. Because Loud House, as of the new season, has officially run its course, and SpongeBob has reigned for far too long, and the Casa Grandes, well...
I tell
to me since she had a way with me. Turtleneck, cover me, don't let anybody see. From the shadows in the streets, hidden eyes are watching me. Even the wolf wears a disguise.